Customer loyalty and retention. This is what we will be talking in today's video. How to retain customer, and not only retain customer, make them a loyal fan of our company. And that is what the objective is all about here. Customer commitment or attachment to a brand, store, manufacturer, service provider, or any other entity is what we are talking about it. It's the affinity to get attached to a company. Remember, that is what loyalty is all about it. A behavior towards a product or an attitude to behave. Now, I'll give you an example of how brand loyalty plays around it. Look at this. No matter what, it requires the frequency of interactions with a company, right? The same company, the frequent of interaction is undivided. That's what undivided loyalty is all about it. But what happened about occasional switches? Sometime A, sometime B, sometime A, sometime C, sometime A. Predominantly an A customer, company is A's product that it has been follows around it. But at times, due to lack of money, due to lack of location, due to lack of availability, or compare what may, the occasional switches does happen. And then we have called something called switched loyalty. What means that? Means it means a loyal customer of company A, and then it switches to loyal customer of company B. So it is a loyal customer, but only when the preference changes to a particular quality, to a particular price point, to a particular availability of features per se, then it becomes divided loyalty. Now, this is where you are not very sure about it, but which company or which product it follows around it, because over a longer period of time, it divides or it has an affinity for both company or two products A and B. So you see, first three times it is company A or product A, then followed by three times of B, and then there's two times of either of the companies per se. And then we have somewhere down the corner a customer who is absolutely not loyal, who goes by his affinity, whims and fancies as and when on basis. So it's ABCD or ADCBD, whatever you look into it, you cannot predict the customer's requirement at any point of time. The churn rate, or should I say the attrition rate, it is the rate at which a new customers tries the product, tries the services, and then stops you over a given period of time. Retention rate is 1 minus the attrition rate. So 100% minus the people who leave the companies or leave the product of the company, usage of the company. Remember, I'm talking about customers only. So that becomes your retention rate. So problems with behavioral approach. A customer may be making a repeat purchases, not because of any true loyalty or commitment, but because of convenience, because of price, availability, inertia, due to habits, and so on and so forth. That goes around every now and then, as on when basis. But because of this convenience of price, availability, or inertia, as as per the requirement, right? Inertia suggests a low sensitivity of a brand since purchases are made without a real motive for the choice as there has been given around. So you have an inertia. If you continue for a price sensitivity, you continue with that. Then probably you're sensitive to a quality, you continue with the products. So it's basically suggests a very low sensitivity of the brand since the purchases are made without any real motive per se. So, attitudinal brand loyalty, what we talk about is a preference or commitment expressed over a period of time. Emotional attachment is evaluation. It is not about any loyalty that we goes around it. Inertial loyalty or spurious loyalty. At certain point of time, you have affinity for a brand, probably because of the brand ambassador. God knows what. I'm just guessing it out. Or latent loyalty, no matter what, you prefer a certain association with that brand, even if it is not an offshoot kind of thing. So if it is available in that particular outlet, probably go ahead with it. So now no loyalty, inertial loyalty or spurious loyalty, or should I say latent loyalty, relationship commitment, an enduring desire to maintain a valued relationship. Loyal customers, high in repeat purchase behaviors, and strong in attitude. And that is what we call about here. Transactional versus relational content. What we goes around it? Let me goes about transaction, give and take. Relational, on a longer time perspective, you build a relationship of commitment. So let us go for the objective on this basis of scales. How do we differentiate? On transaction objective is all about sale, but on relational objective is all about having create a customer under the paradigm of characteristics. Transactional will be always be anonymity. It is all about the money that we are interested in, not focused on the customer. But here relationship is dependent, interdependent upon not only the money but also onto the customers involved. The criteria of success is volume, price, new customers. Relational is all about value, enhancement, and repeat exchanges, repeat purchases. On the basis of interaction terms, sale is all about conquest, all about discrete event. But in relational, it is all about agreement. It is all about fact that it is mutually beneficial to one another or continual relationships. So what affects the customer loyalty? We talk about satisfaction, we talk about emotional branding, trust, risk, choice, reduction, history with the company, as the case might be. Of which the top three, satisfaction, emotional bonding, and trust risk, is all about attitudinal loyalty. Whereas the bottom three of choice, reduction, habit, and history with the company is all about behavioral loyalty. Both this attitudinal and behavioral loyalty conjoins together to understand the degree of customer loyalty or commitment thereby. So before purchases, if you look into it on the next axis, how does this happen? Before purchases, we have some preformed notion about what kind of experiences that we are going to gather or what kind of product that we are going to purchase, about the brand, about the expectations that are being clear. Based upon it, you will have a purchase experience during the transaction, judgment of the performance or actual quality provided, and then you will try to marry judgment versus expectation. What were you expecting and what was your judgment, and how do you go this? Comparing them with an expectation confirmation or disconfirmation, which might have three outcomes: delight, satisfaction, or dissatisfaction. So what we had talked about: delight, satisfaction, or dissatisfaction, as the case might be. So, customer satisfaction, a post purchase or post choice evaluation that actually results from a comparison. What we are looking into it as in pre purchase model to a post purchase model. Satisfied customers may not be loyal customers. Xerox finding satisfying rating is 4, that is approximately 6 times more likely to switch to the other rating that have been given by as 5. So you need to make a sense of semblance out there. Emotional bonding is all about brand effect, brand equity, company attachment, establish feeling of closeness, affection, trust, and respect. IT, information technology, may limit emotional bond. Definitely, yes. It might have built-in a sort of impersonation, which happens with over the net connections, over the net purchases, interactive voice response system as IVRS thing, personal contact, non-verbal signals, friendship, personal interaction are essentially critical for bonding emotionally with your customer. Trust, willingness for a customer to rely on the organization, reduces a sense of uncertainty or a risk. Being very honest, being very fair, and being very responsible is a choice taken around it. People have tendency to reduce choice. There can be a switch choice associated with a change to an unfamiliar, untried, or even the new. This may be because in cost, in time, money, and risk, as on when on basis. So yes, choice reduction and habit. People have tendency to reduce choices. There can be a switch cost associated with change to unfamiliar, untried, or the new, and it might impact the money, the time, the constraint, or the effort that put about it. Let us all understand. We all try to build upon our experience, and experience is nothing but history. History with the company, corporate images, contact, purchase history, service experiences, intergeneration influences thereby. Multifaceted loyalty. Customers' loyalty to brand is all about promotion. Customer loyalty to product is all about production, quality of the product. Customer loyalty to company is all about the image that the company portrays and what image that is benefits the customer for. Customer loyalty is for customers as in meeting, chat room, people with like-minded thought process and so on and so forth. Customer loyalty is with price point, the price, discount, the coupon. Customer loyalty is towards the places as in the sound, the right address, the right excitement. Customer loyalty is all about new options or variations as the case might be. Now, guidelines for enhancing loyalties is to recognize the names and history of each customer. This is one-to-one relationship building. If you can address somebody with their name, it assures the customer that he or she has been valued upon. Cultivate interactions and delight with the outcomes from each. Develop relationship with the organizations and community of customers. We talk about outcome, customer loyalties and commitment thereof. Let us try to build up a relationship programs. And how do we go around it? It is all about financial incentives. It is all about social bonding. It is all about structural interactions with one person or other that keeps on happening. Financial incentive increase customer loyalty to price incentive. Frequent flyer, reader, buyer, visitors, you name it, we have it. It is all about increased customer loyalty. Talk about discount, product upgrades, awards, prices, as on when on basis, related to products, related to services. If we can expand that net, if we can expand the customer base altogether, relationship concentrate is exclusively on incentives. Tends to be weak. Let's say average American consumers are approximately 3.5 times the program's state up. That is what financial incentives are all about. It is all about building a loyalty program. It is all about enticing the customers with discount and promotional event. It is all about having a referral network and probably spreading it across. Then comes social bonding, refers to a friendly companionship, trust and ties. Increase customer loyalty to the organizations. We're talking about connections, we're talking about personal insight, recognitions, and mutual affection. Interpersonal interactions expands the link. This is very important. Structural interactions use system designed to solve problem, reinforce purchases, recognize the importance of each customer, systematic mass personalizations, management, cultivation, and simulation. Artificial intelligence continues to do the connection as on when on basis. Now, what are we talking about? We are talking about increasing the loyalty of the customers to that of the experiences, making that experience count and memorable. Let us go about the life cycle of the customer. Remember, this is what we actually go across with it. On an x-axis, this is the life cycle that works around. Now, what are we looking into it? We are talking about incentives as in acquisition, acquiring the customer, retaining the customer, and winning back altogether. So yes, what we are talking about it, we are talking about a lost customer. Lost customer, maybe an inactive customers, or inactive customers who have been a loyal advocate but probably who have been repeat customers and then automatically became an inactive. So what are we looking at? We are looking at lost customer. So how do we win back? We have to acquire, put them on the suspect list. Probably then we make them approach them, probably make them a prospect, and the first transaction actually happens around it. Question is, why do we lose customers? The reason are dissatisfaction. The reasons are relative advantages of the similar product offered by different companies. Relative, we lose customer because of conflict of our opinion and the customer's values. We lose customer because of loss of trust that comes around it. We lose customer because the customer might have grown out of the product or the services that you require and is availing something different. We lose customer because customers are seeking thrills, seeking excitement, or probably an experience, novelty seeking. So yes, dissatisfaction, relative advantage, conflict, loss of trust, cease to exist, and novelty seeking are the reason for losing customer. Now, what are my retention strategies? First and foremost, we welcome them. Be reliable of whatever we deliver. Be reliable of whatever we promise. Be responsive towards the customer requirement. Be recognized about it. Personalizations and the reward strategies thereby. This is what we are actually going across. A welcome strategy and organization appreciations for initiations of relationship, creating a delightful surprises, making excellent first impression, the first touch between the first interaction between the company and the customers, additional information if can be solicited or created, reassuring the buyers that they have made the correct choices. Treat it like first date. Never overdo anything. Reliability, the organization can repeat the exchanges time and again, be a repeat customer, and that is what makes them a loyal customer with the same satisfying result. That is all about keeping the promises, ensuring consistent quality, and continuous promotion is still the key. Now, how do we become responsive and customer responsive, and how quicker can we be responsive about it? The organization shows customers it really cares about their needs and feelings. Loyal employees creates customers. That is what we are talking about internal marketing. Customer contacted employees should have an authority as well as responsibility for the date to date operational activities and CRM decisions. Recognition, special attention or appreciation that identifies someone as having been known there. People respond to recognition. Recognition and appreciation help maintain, reinforce relationship as on when on basis. You need to recognize this. This is of upteenth importance. Then is the case of customization or personalization. Use of CRM, customer relationship management system to tailor requirements to the or to that of the customer in terms of promotion products to that of specific customer offers engine like take a customer data after it is analyzed and applies to create the offer or messages that is appropriate to the individual customer, example my site of clickstream analysis and free ride etc. Access strategies, identify how customers are able to interact with the organization. General contact is product return. Technical support, service rep, is the access very quick, easy, affinity, affable, enjoyable, cooperative? You need to go about those access strategies altogether. The reward strategies, how do you reward your own customers, the customers who are giving you the best business to you, the customers who've been loyal over a longer period of time? We are talking about partnership management program. We are talking about frequency of interaction. We are talking about switching cost, as in the financial penalty that goes around it. As in buyback offer, you offer companies will offer you a buyback offer if you purchase the similar product from their company only or similar kind of product, and you can have a buyback on the old model on the old product. But if you are purchasing a newer company's product, probably that company will not give you a buyback offer of the other company's product. So this is where we talk about financial penalty, time loss, psychological barriers, and termination penalty. Then comes problem identification, or should I say, how do I manage my problem? Rather tell the company to switch to a competitor or tell something else. So, what we are looking into it, we are not being proactive. Essentially, we become a reactive agent. Build numerous mechanisms for identifying customers' problem. The customer survey, satisfaction survey is one of them. Mysterious support shoppers, which the company can do it on its own, and website and other contact point where they can be anonymous mails and anonymous drop letters or feedback that can be given. Again, customer satisfaction survey, mysterious shopper, and website and other support points. Conflicting and customer complaint. Now, there are different levels of dissatisfaction. The acute one, probably you may not be able to address. But what about the very formal, informal, petty problems that is all about it? You need to address them. The attrition to blame, cost and benefit, as the case might be. Personal characteristics are high educated, self confident, aggressive, older woman. But these are personal characteristics of an individual customer. Can you segment them and segregate them, as in who are very intellectual or highly educated, who are very self-confident, who are very aggressive no matter what, and then probably older women, and based on the demographic. Now, dealing with complaints, having a skill to interact with different type of people, trained in the method of interaction and a different style of communication. Be customer centric. Let the customer know that they have been understood. Express regret, own our problems, resolve conflict, accommodation, compromise, termination. Follow up and prevent recurrence. Keep in touch and listen to the customer. This is vital. We end up with resolving conflict. Once the disagreement arises, can we talk it out with the customer and understand how it can be strengthened, ironed out? If the organization and the customers are incompatible, you need to go for accommodation, at least for a settlement that emphasizes on a cooperative behavior, that emphasizes that customer is going to fall in line with the company's policy. Compromise is mutually acceptable middle ground that is somewhat satisfactory to either of the parties. And the last but unwilling, not required outcome is all about termination of the relationship. With this, I come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching it.